Double-deckers, 2 or 3 level rail cars that increase overall capacity, and depending on where you are in the world, a rather underrated category of railcar design. Yet double-deckers aren't just limited to trains, as various buses use double-decker or high-level designs, such as the various tourist buses in NYC, and even some lesser-known models for public transit agencies in the same city. But before the buses came the streetcars, as within what was once the largest streetcar network in the US, was the sole double-decker streetcar which brought forth many innovations for trams, and also inspired many other similar streetcars around the world, as this massive unique trolley rolled down the streets of New York, affectionately known as the Broadway Battleship. As the first city to run streetcars in the United States, as well as being one of the largest cities in the country, they all used to be operated by over 20 different companies throughout the city, in a very unorganized manner that I won't even attempt to fully unravel, since others can likely do a better job than I can when it comes to individual streetcar company history. Overall, the most important aspect of New York Railways in this video is the design of their Brill streetcars, as they were built low to the ground with higher cabs, and were powered by underground cable conduit system instead of overhead wires. But this specific type of railcar wasn't the more popular Peter Witt, but rather a slightly earlier, less common type known as the hobble skirt, or Hedley Doyle, after the two people who designed it in the late 1900s, namely Frank Hedley, vice president of the New York Company, and James Doyle, superintendent of car equipment for Brill. This particular streetcar type was designed to run close to the ground in order to better connect to the underground rail, which also resulted in a low central boarding door just 3 inches off the ground, thus earning it the nickname hobble skirt, similar to the popular skirt trend that was sweeping the nation at the time. Based on the success of the initial single-level hobble skirts, Hedley and Doyle decided to create a double-decker variant to double capacity, as this mighty streetcar was numbered 6,000. At a height of 12 feet and with a capacity of 83 seated and 88 standing, the double-decker streetcar was equipped with a Westinghouse 310G3 60 horsepower motors and had Westinghouse electro-pneumatic controllers and air brakes, along with slightly larger Brill 62E trucks below the higher driver's cab on each end, as car 6000 exclusively ran along the New York Railway's famous Broadway line between South Ferry and 59th Street, as its massive size earned it the nickname of the Broadway Battleship. Soon after entering service in 1912, Car 6000 became an instant icon among the New York Railway, as it was the only bi-level streetcar in all of New York City at the time, but there's a reason as to why it was the only one of its kind. This was most likely due to its limited access to the upper level, as only 2 staircases led to the upper level on the far ends of the car, and anyone from the top one to D-board had to pass a conductor and crowd the already cramped lower level in order to exit out of a single door. Despite this, the Broadway Battleship still managed to impress many people both within and outside of New York City, as the low-floor bi-level streetcar inspired a series of other streetcar designs around the world based on observations from visiting railroad officials. Although the double-decker streetcar technically wasn't introduced in New York, the Broadway Battleship led the Columbus Railway Power and Light Company to purchase an identical double-decker streetcar numbered 1000, which ran from 1914 to 1918. Likewise, the overall design of the Broadway Battleship directly inspired the development of the Vienna streetcar, and more famously the Feltham Trams and London streetcar network, as they were the last trams purchased before being replaced by the iconic double-decker buses. But back in the States, streetcars were losing ridership due to competition from newer and faster subways, as the legendary Broadway Battleship was seen as surplus and off the roster by 1922, at the time just 10 years old, and New York Railways converted all their streetcar lines to bus routes just 3 years later. Despite their unusually short service life, Car 6000 not only managed to inspire a handful of other double-decker trams around the world, but its use of other features such as low-floor boarding soon became the international standard for newer streetcars to this day, as this now little-known local legend managed to stand out from a sea of streetcars for its innovative designs and towering looks. Thank you again for watching. Credit for all the photos used go to their respective photographers, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Have a good day.